So, so I have a question and can I get a question?
So it's a 4 or 5 question.
We're a COCO. So we're a package. Okay, so as COCO, you have a lot of tasks to do. You have a lot of people to talk to, and planning PCC has a lot of detail. Describe a conflict you have faced when working with another person, and how did you overcome it? And what ways can you prevent it again? But, yeah.
Okay. During my senior year, being captain, I had to work with my co-captains. I had two. And we had to come together to plan out tryouts, where it would be, the location, what time, how we would run it, in what ways, the time that, like, the span of time that we would use to have everyone teach and to have, like, that equality, because I didn't want to control everything. I wanted to share that with my co's as if they were captains also. We collaborated together to manage, like, how tryouts would be run, how we would pick and choose people. I think, like, the problems that we faced were just not having the same idea, and I think that's kind of like the struggle with working with people is like you don't all share the same ideas. So others will say yes, others will say no, and then I think you just have to come together and say your perspective and then let it out in the open and allow others to say what they feel and then collaborate together to come to a conclusion and just to compromise. And I think that's the one thing that you have to do when you're working with this.
As I was thinking of doing COCO, I actually thought about this question on what did I go through in high school, just like this. So in my junior year, our old principal left, and I was elected president of ACSY, and we were supposed to relive for life, and we had a team every year. The previous year for my tenure, they had 300 kids, and they raised $30,000. With the new principal, she became strict. Like, there were no tents. People needed chaperones, first of all. There were high school kids and there were minors. And it was just one big mess because people didn't want to go. I was faced with, my big problem was nobody would donate because kids won't go, and the lack of turnout. That was my big problem. And one thing was, a few things that I did were I reached out to my community. I actually talked to my high school, and other teachers from the middle school and the grade school, and I actually had them chaperone instead of the kids looking for chaperones. I also talked to my peers and said, this is for a cause. You're not here to have fun. The reason why they imposed those rules was because kids were having sex previous years. They were doing drugs. They were drinking. So that's why they had the rules, and I got to know that the purpose of us going Relay for Life was to raise money for cancer. And I just talked to the principal, and I told her that this is for the cause. We need to also take into consideration that kids want to have fun, and it is a social event too. So in turn, also is that just because of the lack of money and support that we were getting, we divided up Glendale, our city, to a few sectors, and we fundraised through that, and we went out through businesses and just asked for support. And one thing was, at the end of the day, even though with big ramifications in the system, I had about 170 kids come out, which is more than half, and $17,000, which I think was pretty good. But most kids being disillusioned of all the changes because all they wanted was to have fun. And I feel like the whole thing is just, with everything, I think the solution is communication and how you present things. And just, if you put it in the right way, you may not get the full result, but something is better than nothing.
Okay, so being a board member means being a face of KP. What is your understanding of professionalism on social media, but not limited to Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, etc.?
Can you say that again?
Being a board member means being a face of KP. What is your understanding of professionalism on social media, but not limited to Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and other social websites?
As Sophia Joseph pointed out, we need to basically have proper decorum even for social media because of jobs that actually look like Facebook and stuff. But of course, you have to, as recently shown, there are problems with that, and you have to show yourself in a you have to show yourself in a good way. And as a leader, you of course have to be an example on what you post. You have to be politically correct and stuff like that, which I guess it is really important. And just because you want to be an example to everyone in KP, and you are the face of KP, and you obviously need to watch your language and watch what you post on everything, because the internet is the internet. Like whatever you post there stays there, and just it's a matter of also self-dignity and what you want to show other people as who you are. If you want to show your people that you're trashy with your language and your photos and whatnot, then go ahead, by all means. But if you're going to be a leader, then you certainly need to have composure and the right language and stuff like that.
I definitely agree.